it's Gina from orchidandopal.com. I'm back today with part 2 of yesterday's epic Happy Mail unboxing. So if you haven't seen that video yet, go check that one out. I have a lot more to go through today, so I'm just going to jump right into it. So I want to start with all the leaves. She sent some amazing Czech glass leaf beads. I'm going to start with these because they're kind of coming off the strand. So these are a brown with some black striations inside. Love those stripes they have in there. We have another shade of brown. This time it is a bit lighter, more of a caramel color, and there's different tones coming through on these leaves as well. Different shades of brown, lighter and darker. We have this strand right here, which looks to have a Picasso finish on it. I think I've had some leaves that are similar to this, just in one of the other shapes. But I'm always a big fan of anything with that finish on it. Then we have some of these gray leaves, and they kind of look to have a little bit of a greenish tint in some spots too. So I think there's some kind of a finish on it, like you can see the luster on that one there. Now getting into some of the blues, here's a gorgeous vibrant blue that also has some stripes and striations you can see there. Here is a strand of a very translucent medium blue, usually what they consider a sapphire blue. And then this is one of my favorites. It's gorgeous. It's a matte finish, light blue and clear. You can see the little stripes in the glass there. And then this selection is gorgeous with the combination of the red and then that light tan color and the white. I think that's a really unique combination. And then we have a couple strands of pink. So this is kind of a beautiful peachy translucent pink and a very, very light pink. That rosaline, really light, almost matches my flesh tone type of color. And there was one other strand hiding over here, was trying to hide from me, and that's this one, and it is a combination of reds and grays. Always love to see those multi-tone beads. So that was everything in that bag, the 14 by 9mm leaves. So let's jump into another shape. Here's our next bag. I think these are the Czech glass maple leaves, and I'm seeing some more beautiful things in here. So here's the first strand. This deep brown and amber and black kind of reminds me of, what was that called, tortoiseshell type of a look. Also have this stunner, which is like a topaz color with a bronze luster on it. That's stunning. I love those two together, actually. Then I'm loving these next two. They are a combination of light, dusty, rosy pink and green. And I think they look so beautiful because it reminds me of when the leaves start to turn in the fall and they just start to get those touches of other colors. So I'm loving those. Then we have a nice classic medium green strand. Always good to have some leaves that look like leaves when you're trying to use them that way. We have a very bright lime green strand, gorgeous pop of color. A strand of clear with what looks to be a gold wash on them. This strand of red right here, which kind of has that opal effect, kind of pearlescent looking inside, so cool. Then this strand appears to have the Picasso finish on it, getting some blacks and browns and also some grays in there. And then this stunner, it is black with an AB finish on one side. Gorgeous. The last strand in that bag is a different shape, still some type of a leaf shape. And again, that beautiful mix of green and pink on those leaves, which makes them look so beautiful. Another awesome shape that they make of their pressed glass leaves, and we're about to jump into another one. So here's our next bag, and this time these are drilled from the bottom to the top. These are in the 8 by 10 size. This is a very pretty light tan. That was the transparent version, and then we have the opaque version, it looks like, of a very similar tan color. Next is this strand that is in the topaz and it's got a gold wash on it. I love when they do the wash and it really brings out those details in the beads. Here is a very pretty light pink strand with a gold luster on it. And then a beautiful metallic copper. Next is this cool strand of a light yellow and light green, and different parts of the bead have more of one color than the other, but they both kind of shine through. And here's another strand of the yellow and green mixed together, but these are a lot more obvious, with some parts having more of a brighter yellow and some having more of the brighter green on different parts of the bead. And we have another strand like that, and these are very similar, but they are different. You can put those next to each other and you can see the difference. Then this strand of a very light spring green, a very yellowy green with the brown running through it in some spots. We have this little strand of a very pale aqua and clear mix. And then an opaque light aqua with what appears to also have a bit of a luster on it. Then this strand, which I'm loving, that is a mix of aqua and turquoise and red. How cool is that? That's really interesting. And then this one, which appears to be kind of a mix of blue and lavender, which gives it a really neat effect. And more Picasso, more of that black with the Picasso finish. Love that, of course. This one's gorgeous, very, very shiny, almost kind of like the appearance of hematite. It's got a gold wash on it, and the beads themselves are like a very, very shiny dark gray gunmetal type color. And then finally, two little baggies, this one with a special finish on it there, and this one which actually is a little bit of a different shape, and we'll get into that shape in the next bag. So here's the next bag, lots more leaves to show you guys. So these were the ones that I just took out of the other one that seemed to match up with this bag. So first of all, there's two very long strands of this color right here, and it's kind of hard to tell, but I think they are clear with like a copper luster on them. Very beautiful slight shimmer to them. They are so pretty. So there's two long strands of those, and then two strands of this very light tan color, and then two strands of these which are absolutely beautiful. It's got this gold finish on one side, and then on the other side it's clear, but yet the metallic kind of shows through the other side too. So they're really eye-catching. I love the effect of that coating. And then there's these two strands which are very similar to the first two. They've got a bit of a coppery luster on these, but I think the base is not clear. It's more of a lavender or something like that. So it gives it just a little bit of a different effect. Love how these are glowing. And then there's two strands of these. These are a very light grayish purple, kind of a lavender. I think they're just a touch more gray in person. And then this beautiful purplish strand, which also has some type of a luster finish on it. You can kind of see it as I move it around. And this one is really neat. It's got silver on one side, and then on the other side, this beautiful blue is showing through. So that's really cool how it has that effect. And it looks like some of the colors that are showing through are in different tones. There's some that look a little bit more purple and some that look a little bit more blue. That's really cool. And then these two, which appear to be clear glass with some type of a light gray or a silvery wash on them as well. I can't get enough of these Czech glass leaves and flowers. I don't know what it is. And then finally for that bag are two strands of clear. Always a great option to have clear. It goes with everything. I mean, isn't this a beautiful mat of beads right here? This is just beautiful. So I think we have one more bag of leaves to go through. Then we have some miscellaneous Czech glass beads in different bags, and then some gemstone beads. So let's keep moving. Okay, so here is the last bag, at least I think so, of leaves. And it looks like a bag of more bags. It's busting out the bottom, so let's get these beads out of here. Yep, it's a bag of bags. And this is one of my absolute favorite leaves of the Czech glass. I have some of these. I've worked with these. I've made some creations with these. I've shared them. Love these. Alright, so there were actually two different sizes in there. There were 10 by 5, the smaller ones, and then 12 by 7. So we're going to go through the 12 by 7s first, and there are so many that I'm going to run through these with some coordinating colors on my hand so we can check a few of them out together. Wow, the gray and red again, and then this one is gray and red too, but it's got a lot more red than the gray, so they're kind of the opposite, and there's two strands of these and one of these. And then these are so cute. So these actually remind me of Virginia Tech. I'm not really into sports, but a lot of people are. A lot of people around here are and are big Tech fans. So, you know, of course that's gonna jump out at me. Anywho, this one's so pretty. It's got the red and orange combination and some amber. So definitely these are giving off fall vibes for sure. There is a gorgeous strand of copper. Oh my word, I love those so much. These, they look like a beautiful caramel color. And then this strand is kind of the milky gray with the caramel color drizzled in. Yes, I'm going to use the word drizzle. Now I want some caramel macchiato or something like that. Definitely giving me some caramel macchiato vibes. Moving right along, we have some strands in brown tones. So we've got this kind of brown and black combination here, and then this is a more opaque version with dark brown and just a hint of some cream color peeking out in some parts of those beads. And how about these right here? Look at the different stripes of color that's showing through on these. This one has a lot of kind of greens and burnt orange and red, some maroon, muted tones there, and then this one has all kinds of different colors in there. It's got all different stripes, yellows, blues, oranges, greens, browns, blacks, white. I mean, it's got the rainbow in there. And then another very interesting combination with the stripes. You can get an idea of all the different colors that are going on in there. Kind of a taupe cast overall. And we got a little grayish going on right here, some grayish tan, some milky kind of white running through that. A couple of other really nice strands. So how gorgeous is this one? This one reminds me of some beads that I had called Honey Drizzle. You guys might remember some of those crescent beads that I'd gotten. And here's a nice combination. These are matte. It's a red and yellow combination, very fiery looking. I'm loving all these multi-tone beads. These are so pretty. So these are yellow and cream. I have a dress that these would go with. Okay, I need to stay on task. All right, these are green and white. Some parts are more translucent than others. God, I'm not like a huge yellow's not my absolute favorite. I love pretty much all colors, don't get me wrong, but these are speaking to me. Next in line, there are some pinks. We have this light dusty blush pink and then this pretty baby pink with a little bit of white and clear. Moving right along, this one is really interesting. Kind of got a combination of a light bluish gray and some tan, and that's got a little bit of brown in there. We've got this one with like the alexandrite color on the bottom, that light lavender, bluish gray, whatever you want to call it, and that kind of vitriol finish. And then this one, a beautiful dusky combination of blues and purples. Reminds me of the sky as it gets darker at night. And then last for the open strands, we have this one in the hematite, and we have this one that is a combination of black and gray. Check that out. Isn't that neat? So you turn the beads over and you get some more gray on the other side. That's really cool. Finally, these are in a little bag. And that's another very pretty fall leaves turning kind of green to amber color. Alright, so these were the 12x7s. Now let's move on to the 10x5s. I just have to start with these because I'm loving this combination. It is a mix of light blue, opaque, and a minty green opaque. And there's 2 strands of those, obviously. They are so cute. The next one is a really cool combination of teal on one side. Well, the whole thing's teal. And then on one side, there is a copper wash on it. That is so beautiful. There are 2 strands of these, and they kind of match those larger ones that we just saw with the black and then gray mix. So that's pretty interesting to have both sizes of those. Might think about doing something with those together. We have this dark strand here with a Picasso finish on it, and then a deep midnight blue. Next up are these 2 strands that have a mix of a reddish brown with green. This beautiful autumnal strand right here with ambers and crimson. I'm just getting a little extra with my descriptions. And these 2 right here, that not being one of my favorite colors, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. but I think mixed in with something else, it could work. I don't write out anything. I've learned that you can take some things you think you would never want to use and turn them into something pretty cool. These are gorgeous. They kind of look a little bit stone-like. They are a very, very pale pink, almost cream color with a mauve wash. And the final in that size are loose in the bag, and they are a combination of silver on one side and that pretty blue green on the other. So kind of similar to these right here, just different tones. So just trying to decide where to go from here since we are done with the leaves. I think I'm going to now jump into the gemstones that she has sent, and then we'll finish up with the remaining 5 or so bags of Czech glass. Alright, so let's check out these gemstone beads. So these are the ones Miriam was saying that she had gotten off of Craigslist, and she had gotten like 20 to 30 strands of each of these. They were sitting in a box in somebody's attic, so she got an amazing deal on these. But that's a great tip. I've done that too. I haven't had a lot of success in my area, but I haven't looked that much. But if you are looking for beads on a budget, I mean, even look for people who are selling old jewelry for super cheap, because you can take it apart and then just use the beads or components. How gorgeous is this rose quartz? I mean, these are massive. These are huge. Oh my goodness. And then these nuggets. I think these might be my favorite out of all these shapes. They're kind of faceted, but they're all irregular. The way that it's done, there's the hole there. And there's some more nuggets. Amazing the size of these. Next is a massive bag of citrine chips. Let me dump a few of those out in my hand. We can take a look at these. That's neat. So these really do have a lot of different sizes in there. You have some really long pieces and then some that are pretty short. So that's quite a mix in there. That's really cool. I could see doing a really nice graduated necklace with the larger chips in the center and then getting smaller as they go out. And another bag of citrine. Look at these. Look at these nuggets. I'm just going to dump them all out. Oh my goodness. Now those would definitely make a statement. What a gorgeous collection of gemstone beads. Can't believe that they were just sitting up there in somebody's attic, but I'm so glad that you were able to get your hands on these so they could be used and loved again. And then peridot, look at that beautiful green. There's some little peridot chips. So these are all pretty small and uniform in size. These are a very juicy green. I love that. And then some more peridot. So these are nuggets. Just going to dump all those out again. So these are just bigger chunks of peridot. They're irregular in shape, just like the chips. They're just slightly bigger. Thinking about how excited you must have been to have found all these. From the sound of it, you were able to get tons of them. And then there's a couple bags of amethyst drops. So we have 2 different sizes. This size, it's a little bit larger than the other bag. So here's those. Check those out. The hole is drilled along the top there, as you can see, so that they would dangle down just a little bit. I want to make a pair of earrings with these like right now. And here are the smaller ones. There's so many in here. Oh my goodness. They're so dainty. They're so tiny, tiny little drops. Amethyst has always been one of my favorites. So we've got a couple bags of freshwater pearls over here. And it looks like the holes are drilled differently on these. So we have the holes drilled from top to bottom on these, if that makes any sense. Going the shorter length, and I think the other bag has them drilled going through the longer length. Look at the luster on these pearls. You gotta love that weight that they have to them. Just classic. Alright, so here's the other bag. And let's take a look at these. Nope, so I was wrong. So these holes are kind of going along the top there. So that's really interesting. That's different. And I feel like there's so many in here. Lots of things to share, like I said in my first video. And then finally for the gemstones, we have this bag of puffed oval turquoise, and you said this is supposedly Sleeping Beauty turquoise. So I had to look that up, and for those who happen to not know, it looks like Sleeping Beauty turquoise is some of the most highly sought after turquoise, especially for jewelry making. It's got little to no veining or webbing on it, and it comes from a mine in Arizona. I don't know if it's found anywhere else or just this mine. I don't really trust everything I read on the internet, but evidently there is a Sleeping Beauty mine where they are still mining the Sleeping Beauty turquoise. So it's known for its very, very vibrant blue color as well, and also is stable enough to be polished and used in jewelry without treatment or stabilization. That is really special, Marianne. Thank you so much. Alright, just gonna pop these back in the bag, and then we will get on to the rest of the Czech glass. Alright, so getting back to the Czech glass, we have this bag. It looks like these are called nuggets. So these are really neat. These are in the sapphire color, and it looks like you sent me several multiples, which is great. And they do look like little nuggets. They're kind of irregular, so that's fun. They're just something a little different than your usual rounds or very regular rondelle beads. And then there's two of the alexandrite color. So what size? These are 6 by 8. And then two in the amethyst. There's two of the very light rosaline pink, two in clear, and then two in what they call black diamond, which is just kind of a smoky quartz looking color. Then 3 strands of opaque black, and 2 strands of what they're calling brown caramel. And there's just another look at the shape of the bead, so you can see it's not like perfectly spherical or anything. It's irregular, and it's just a little bit shorter than it is wide. There's 2 strands in the ruby red, and then finally 2 strands in the milky yellow. So I think these are great. I don't have the nugget shapes, so it's always fun to get something new, and it's always great to have extra colors and things like this on hand for stringing projects to add in with other beads. And they'll be an easy size to work with as well. So the next bag I have here looks like a bunch of miscellaneous drop style beads. Oh wow, look at these. Isn't that a gorgeous color? That is a nice long strand of these drops. Those are so cute. So there's 5 different colors of these, and they are gorgeous because they have the AB finish on part of them. Aren't those beautiful? Here they are in yellow, and it just makes them look like they're glowing the way they're matte, but they have the AB. Here's some in that dusty pink. And actually, now that I look at them in the different light, I think those are the amethyst color. We have these in the topaz. And then the gray. And in looking at your next bag, it actually looks like there's some more of those in there, so I'm going to go ahead and pull those out, and I'm going to dump these out as well because they're all kind of the same drop style beads. So it looks like there's more of the gray, there's more of the black, and more of the black, which is great because I love them, and it's plenty to share. Here's some in green. Look how gorgeous that is. And here's some that are a little bit fatter. I'm not going to take every single thing out of the bags just because of time, unfortunately, but you get the idea. So there's a couple bags of these in the sapphire blue. And there's lots of this pretty green color. Here's some more in that beautiful aqua, just in this shape. These are so cute. I've had other beads that actually match the same glass. And I actually used them, but they went with these. They're so cute with the little green, pink, and blue stripes on them. They're so fun. We have a couple bags of the ruby red and a couple bags of topaz. And this has a gorgeous finish on that. So I'm going to take this out so we can look at this closer. Aren't those beautiful? They have some kind of a luster on them. And it's kind of hard to explain, but the glass itself looks like it's blue, and it's got this kind of a coppery colored luster on it, which actually makes them appear more purple when the light hits them in some places. It's really cool. There's a couple bags with this nice deep red. It's darker than the ruby. And here's some more with that similar finish. They're just a little bit different, and these are just a little bit shorter as well. It looks like these red ones kind of have it too. It gives it kind of a metallic effect. So there's some other colors here too. There are clear and pink, some amethyst, that black diamond color, which looks kind of like smoky quartz. There's a couple bags of these, so I'm going to pour these in my hand because they look really cool. They have this tiger stripe look to them. Aren't those neat? There's some that look kind of like hematite, some more amber and topaz tones, and then a few more of those colors with that interesting kind of metallic finish on them. And I just cannot think of the name of that right now. It reminds me of some antique bottles for some reason. And I wish I could take all these out. I just am not going to have time. So drops in every color of the rainbow. I love having so many different colors to choose from. Loving the ones that look like they're glowing. Loving that special finish. The striped ones, so cool. Alright, so I can hardly believe it, but we are getting down to the last few bags. So we have this bag right here, which is full of some faceted crystal rondelles. Here are 3 of the strands that were kind of outside of bags. This is a smaller alexandrite, beautiful light purple color, stunning cobalt blue. Love that color so much. So you can see the facets on those. They're just kind of little disc-shaped beads with facets on the side. Ooh, I love how that sparkles. Okay, then we have this lighter blue, which I usually see called sapphire, and there is an AB finish on there. So there that is. You can see that beautiful AB finish that is on either side. Here's a gorgeous shade of green, and it looks like these in the bag might be the same ones. That is such a beautiful shade of green. Oh, and then these, I absolutely love these. It's like they take the light pink glass, and then again it's got that gorgeous gold luster on it, and I just love that combination so much. And here's another one with that cool finish. I can't even completely tell. It looks like amethyst colored glass, but some parts of the glass look clear, so I'm not sure if the purple is coming from a finish, but it's also got kind of a gold and coppery look too. So regardless, it's a really cool combination. There's some of them in this green. It's almost kind of a sagey green, although it's a little bit darker than that. Here's some in aqua. And here's a topaz-like color, but it looks like it's got a special finish on it too. Yeah, it's got kind of a coppery finish on the inside, on the flat sides. That's so cool. There's also another one with a cool finish. These appear to be that black diamond smoky colored gray glass with perhaps an iris finish on it. I love that combination. And then we have some red also with that coppery finish on it. And I think this one might have missed that bag. So there's that group. These look like they have an AB finish on the inside. Almost looked like there was some coppery color going down the faceted sides though as well. Look like little rubies in my hand. And then there is this strand of light pink that is still on its strand, that rosaline light pink. So that was everything in the crystal rondelle bag. Alright, so a few other random things. So here's a bag that's been intriguing me, and at first I thought these were stone, but I guess they're glass. Aren't they cool? These are huge. These are so cool. The way the colors are layered in there, they really look like some kind of stone. So there's the holes. The holes are pretty good size too. These would most certainly make some kind of a statement with something that big. I mean, you could either use it as a pendant, you could put it asymmetrically on a necklace, maybe using one on one side. I like the fact that they are flat, but they're also faceted. Not something I would pick up on my own probably, but I think they're really interesting. And now that I have them, they're one of those things that kind of gets my wheels turning. So those are fun. And then there's also this bag over here. And at first I thought these were gemstones too, but it looks like these are Czech glass, and it's called Blue Lace, and there's 2 strands of these. So they are 10mm rounds, and they are a light gray with just the slightest hint of a blue tint to them. And then here is the final little bag, so I think just some random things in here. Oh, nice. These are beautiful. So we got some daggers. Some 5x6 daggers in ruby, 2 strands of those. Those are lovely, Marianne. I know you said you like to use daggers a lot. And then there's a couple strands of these little angel wing beads. So these are in a light tan and then a clear. So it looks like these are called milky topaz. So these are a really interesting shape with the hole going up through the center there. They are 1 whole bead. I've seen them used on either side of a round bead before. So think of them kind of like a bead acting as a bead cap in a way, or just accenting a round bead. That's just one thing to throw out there if you're curious about those. This looks interesting. Let's see what's in here. I'm gonna pull these out. I think they go with some other ones that I had. And you know what? I'm gonna take these off the strand. These are really cute. The shape is really unique. It's like a top drilled triangle. They could almost make kind of a bunting type design when strung together. Those are really cool. And I'd say the color is probably close to terracotta, different shades of that, and clear, and they have a matte finish. And then the very last bag of beads. Oh my gosh, look at these. Keep saying look at these, like that's what you're doing anyway. Oh my goodness. That is so cool. So these are little barrel beads. They're in an emerald green color, and then they have the black stripe accent. So we've gotten some barrel beads before in the $1 bead box subscription. I love the shape. I think they're fun. They're kind of faceted on the sides too. But the way that the glass is, it sounds weird, but they almost look velvety. I think those are awesome. They're just really interesting. That just gives them a really interesting looking texture, even though they're smooth and they're glass. Well guys, this is it for this epic Happy Mail subscriber unboxing part 2. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Thank you a million times over to Marianne. Your generosity, I am still trying to pinch myself right now because I just cannot get over all of the beautiful things and the abundance of things that you sent me. I am truly grateful for that. And again, I want to encourage you guys to check out her gallery, her studio, her website at irismoonstone.com. She does amazing artwork, including paintings. And she said I didn't have to mention that, but I, of course, am going to mention that because it's the least I can do, and you really are a talented artist, so I'm happy to share that. So here's a look back at some of the things that we unboxed today. some beautiful gemstones in addition to the Czech glass. And like I said in my previous video, I am not going to be hoarding all of these. Yes, I'm going to be enjoying lots of them, of course, but I also love paying it forward. I love doing giveaways on my channel. I will have another one of those coming up soon for hitting 10,000 subscribers. And I also have a tier in my Patreon account at the $25 level where those who would like to support me over there at that level will get 12 to 15 baggies of beads sent to them each month from my personal stash, and you'll start to see some of these things popping up as well because there's more than I will ever be able to use. And Marianne said that she didn't mind me doing that at all. So if you're interested in that, I do have a few spots left. You can check out that link down below. I'm also going to leave the link to Marianne's studio website down below if you want to check that out. Also, she's located in the Austin, Texas area. So if you are a local, I think sometimes she does meetups and some crafty classes. So you might want to check that out too. Oh, and it had totally slipped my mind, but real quick, I want to acknowledge some of her artwork. So she does some monotype. She sent me 4 of her handmade cards and they are just gorgeous. So I think she said that she's thinking about starting a YouTube channel in the future teaching monotype. So if you're interested in that, I will try to keep you updated on her progress there with doing perhaps some videos on that topic. But just look at these. I mean, they're stunning. And this reminds me of birds sitting on a fence and the moon. Oh my goodness. This, a gorgeous seascape to me with maybe a mountain, maybe a fish jumping out of the water. Very impressionistic. And then maybe some evergreen trees with some snow. Just lovely. Beautiful work. So like I said before, I never expect anybody to send me anything. I'm so blown away by you guys' generosity. It truly means so much to me. But as usual, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. Stay tuned for some more finished jewelry updates as soon as I can get to them. Like I said before, we are in the process of putting our house on the market, and there's just a laundry list of things to do on top of an already busy schedule. But hopefully after a few months when things die down, I'll have even more to share with you guys that is beading related. So stay tuned for more. The May subscription boxes will be rolling in soon, so I'll be unboxing those, and hopefully more tutorials soon as I can get to those as well. So I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, and as always, happy beading. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love for you to give it a big thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of my latest videos. Check out the information section under the video for links to my social media handles and other helpful info, and feel free to check out my shop at orchidandopal.com. Thanks for watching!